money. Whenever I train the students at Ace Academy about gimmicks and selling yourself, you have to invest in yourself to sell yourself. So you have to go out there and you have to get the tights made, look unique, be different. Don't just wear blue jean pants and a t-shirt from Target. You actually have to invest in your gear.
Yeah.
So I got some tights made where it had a sexy going down one leg, and then a heart and a dagger with a serpent on the left. Again, who do you think I'm homaging
You're paying to Sean and Brett.
Sean and Brett. So I went on and I said to myself, what would be so obnoxious? Like, how can I be more obnoxious? Do you remember seeing a movie in the early 2000s called Malibu Most Wanted?
I've heard of it.
Okay, Malibu Most Wanted. There's a character named B-Rad in this movie. He's a very rich, well-off, white-collar teenager who wants to be a rapper, and he wears a do-rag, and he is the most stereotypish, like cringy.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
oh my.
Like very like yeah, like because the early 2000s I know had a bunch of the hip hop kind of stuff.
Yeah, I like Eminem wannabes.
Yeah, Eminem.
So I said to myself, I'm going to do that. So I came out to the ring with a do-rag on, chains, I called it my bling, and a FUBU shirt. A lot of people don't remember FUBU. And my tights. And it was so, I came out to Eminem, Shady's Back, and the fans ate it up. They're like, oh my God, this guy, you're not a rapper, you're not sexy. And like the chants and stuff, it was so good. And then I said to myself, you know who got really great heat that doesn't get a whole lot of publicity? Andy Kaufman. You remember Andy Kaufman?
Yes. As a matter of fact, he was just announced as we're recording this, it was just recently announced that he's going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame this year.
Really? Oh my
Yes.
God, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, well, let's talk about Andy Kaufman. Andy Kaufman used to do a thing where he's like, women shouldn't be in professional wrestling. The only thing women are good for making babies and making sandwiches, So I took that and I ran with it because I hadn't done it in years. It had the stint with Jerry Lawler. And I went ham. I went out there and I would talk smack on every woman wrestler in GCW, be it Mischief, Daisy Hayes, and Rebecca Reyes. Again, go on GCW Tribute on YouTube and you can look these women up. They're fantastic. And I would go out there and I'd talk my smack and they would beat the hell out of me. Basically, they would, yeah. Unlike Andy Kaufman, where Andy Kaufman would beat the hell out of the women, forcing Jerry Lawler to, hey, buddy, you want to wrestle a real wrestler? I was the opposite. I was the absolute opposite. And the only way I would actually win against these girls who were out wrestling me is I would cheat, which would piss off the audience.
Ooh, yeah.
And we did that for over 2 years. It was fantastic. And then the booker goes, how can we turn Vincent, this monster heel, face? Well, they didn't want to swerve the audience. So they had me tagged with a woman. And it worked. It worked. Her name was Rebecca Reyes, who won the tag titles of GCW twice. And it was over. It was fantastic. I owe Rebecca Reyes the credit for that because no one liked Vincent, period. He was just a snobbish, wannabe rapper, annoying prick, and hated women, misogynist.
Mm-hmm.
And now, because of her and me going out there saving her from another heel and how we told the story was so perfect that we were actually a tag team for another 3 years after that.
It's a good ending, to that whole storyline because intergender wrestling is just so, I feel like it's hard to do. I mean, do you feel like it's something that should be a little more normalized, or is it, do you feel like it's comfortable? What's your take on the whole thing?
So my take is probably not going to be very liked. Knowing what I know now, I wish I knew back then, that kind of scenario. Let's talk about anatomy and physicalness. When it comes down to it, what are we trying to sell to the audience? We're trying to sell realism, right? So you put a guy in a ring with a woman, and he outweighs her, he musts her. Sure, she could probably Rey Mysterio his ass and outmaneuver him, and you can tell that story a little bit. You can tell a story a little bit.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, that guy is going to murder that girl, and it's not going to look good. It's going to look horrible.
No.
Because what empathy are you getting from the audience? Nothing. You're getting, oh, this guy just beat the hell out of this girl. Who are we supposed to cheer here? This is horrible.
Yeah, I know.
So when it comes down to intergender matches for me today, I don't really agree with them. I'm happy that WWE moved away from that. Because if you think about it in the realm of reality, it makes absolutely no sense.
No. Like China, I feel like was a woman who could do that. Like she was like an exception.
She wasn't, because she was huge.
Yeah.
There was one in TNA. There's this one big 6-foot blonde buff must. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm trying to. I think I know who you might be referring to.
She was jacked. Like she was just like China. Now that woman, I could see. Like, okay, obviously she can hold her own.
Yeah.
You know, you probably. But how long can you milk that? Like, how long can that?
Yeah. You know? Like, yeah, that can only work so long.
Exactly. So why even go down that well? Why even buy it? It just doesn't make sense. So again, now I'm telling you from experience, I wrestled the likes of Mischief, Daisy Hayes, Records. I even had a one-off match with Mickey Knuckles.
Ooh.
And yeah, and again, these women, God bless them, pound for pound, tough as nails. They are amazing women. I think Mickey Knuckles is the only one still wrestling today out of the names I just mentioned. All of them are all retired, dude, because they want to be moms and personal life.
Yeah,
I think,
yeah,
of course. So, I had great matches with all those women I just mentioned. But if I had to go back and do it again today, I wouldn't, because it just from a storybook concept, it just doesn't make sense.